I'm going to my first furry convention. Help! What? No, I'm in here in the studio. Yes, I'm doing a furry video. Yes, I'm dressed. Oh, hello. I'm Fenric the Furgotten Wolf, and I'm going to tell you why I am slightly terrified to attend my first furry convention. But before we get into that, if you are seeing me for the first time, I'm Fenric the Furgotten Wolf. I'm a brand new furry and a brand new YouTuber. I have been a furry for about 6 months at this point, and I have been a YouTuber for about 4 months. And as such, I have never been to a furry convention. Okay. Do you want to know why I am slightly terrified to be attending my first furry convention in a few weeks? Well, of course you do. Why else would you be here? So let's just dive right in, shall we? I feel like saying dive right in, shall we, is like my version of join me, shall you? You know, because I've heard Adam say that so many times, like I think he says it like in every single video, that sometimes even when I'm at Disney, I accidentally end up saying it. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go ride Space Mountain. Join me, shall you? But anyway, yes, the randomness of the brain of Fenric the Furgotten Wolf. Okay. Moving on to the topic at hand here. Now, I was going to do your standard, like, 5 reasons why I have anxiety about attending a furry convention. But the more I tried to work that out, I realized it really wouldn't work for this video because it's all kind of interconnected and lumped into the same stuff. So, okay, I'm just gonna go for it here. So first of all, something that is giving me some anxiety is that I am an old dude with medical issues. And because of that, I probably am not going to be able to fursuit, possibly at all, when I do not actually have a room at the hotel. Now, I do have a room at the hotel, but I just have it for one night. So on the day that I don't have the room, I'm really not sure how that's going to go. I won't be able to be in the full suit. I'm not in the full suit now, and I'm actually wearing, like, probably what I intend to be wearing, but I don't even know if I'll partial on the first day. It really just depends if I can get there early enough to get, like, a parking space, because then, you know, I could store my partial in the car when I'm not, don't want to be in suit. Because I certainly can't stay in this thing, like, for more than, some short period of time. Probably an hour or two would be pushing it. So I definitely have some anxiety about that. Because it actually takes quite a bit to get into the full suit. And funny story, I actually injured myself getting into my fursuit because, as you can imagine, it zips up the back. And I am not really all that flexible at my age. So when at one point when I was trying to get into the suit, I don't know, I ended up doing something where I stretched myself the wrong way and ended up with sciatica. So it has actually been pretty difficult for me to walk lately, although it is getting much better. So that actually obviously is figuring into this a little bit too, because conventions you're pretty much up walking around. That's kind of a practical, logical reason to have some anxiety about going to the furry convention. Well, now I'll dive into the more possibly irrational reasons. Certainly one of them is I'm very much an introvert. It's funny because I tell this to people I work with and they don't believe me because I'm not really that way at work. But normally I'm not someone that, will just start talking to people. But I'm trying to do better. And I mean, one of the reasons I became a furry in the first place was to see if I could come out of my shell a little bit and actually maybe make some real connections like in the real world. I understand the furry fandom is like 90% online, but doing something IRL is really, really a huge step. I have been, I will say, fursuiting in public twice. I mean, not really in public, just sort of around where I live. That was actually first a great experience and then not a great experience. It was a great experience when I wasn't being filmed, but once I was being filmed, like, people didn't like it. But when I wasn't being filmed, it was all smiles and can I have a picture with you and all of that kind of stuff. So that has been my only experience being out in public in the fursuit so far. So yes, again, I'm an introvert. And to make things even worse, I am going to be going to the convention alone. I do not have any IRL friends. I have one, but he is like moving away, of course, because that's what always happens to me. So I am down to 0 IRL friends now. Yeah, so I will be going to the convention alone, and so that's going to make things a little bit difficult. I mean, the visibility is fairly, like, okay in this thing, but I definitely can't see below me, so if, like, a shorter person came up to me, like, I wouldn't even be able to see they were there, and so, I was hoping to have a handler, but that kind of fell through, so it's really going to be interesting. Yeah, it gives me quite a bit of anxiety. The other thing that is giving me a whole bunch of anxiety is just what I was saying before about, like, I can't stay in the suit all the time, but I certainly want to experience what the convention has to offer and, hopefully meet some people. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to be showing my actual real human self. And boy, that is causing me some anxiety because I am very self-conscious about how I look. Probably irrationally so. I look like what you probably expect a person of my age to look like. Yeah, I'm just anxious about the whole damn thing. But I'm committed. I kept saying, like, oh, I'm gonna, I might chicken out and just not even go. I'm already registered. I've already paid and everything. But yeah, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll chicken out and not even go. But I am going to make an effort here, and I am actually excited and looking forward to it. So, okay, those are all the reasons why I have anxiety, and I use the phrase slightly terrified. That is probably a bit of an exaggeration there, but yeah, it's not too far off, honestly. So, okay, there are also a couple of things that I am actually really looking forward to. I really wanted to do the fursuit parade. I don't know if that's going to be possible, though, because number one, the issues that I'm having with my leg, where I'm having trouble standing for any great length of time or walking, and I understand the parade, it kind of involves standing for a while and then doing some, and so, I have fear that, like, I would be in too much pain. I would just have to kind of quit halfway through or something, so I probably won't even do it, and plus I probably won't have my room at that point. So yeah, all of those things together. But I was really looking forward to doing that, and I'm still gonna probably try, because that was gonna be like the one thing I was gonna be, yeah, if I do one thing at the convention, I want it to be that. I should really do that my first time. But yeah, even if that doesn't work out, that's fine. You know, maybe I won't even show up that day till later on. So what I'm planning to do is I will be there on the first day, but I just won't be staying at the hotel that day. And so that's going to be kind of interesting. Once it gets to the second day, I think things will start feeling better because I'll have my hotel room to go back to. Now, the other thing I'm really excited about is there is a furry YouTuber that is going to be DJing at Furlandia, and I am super, super excited to go and see him. Yeah, but you know, again, I'm an old guy, and like as such, I'm usually like in bed, like almost asleep by 10 o'clock at night, and I think his set doesn't start till midnight, so I am going to be staying up very late for me. but I am here for it. I am there for it. So yeah, I will be at Furlandia in a few weeks. If you are also going to be there and you see me, oh my God, please come up and say hi, because I have such a hard time talking to people, and I am terrified to go in the first place. The interesting thing is, you know, in my head, the way I'm thinking about this is kind of like when I was a teenager and trying to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I knew what the Rocky Horror Picture Show was because I had seen the movie Fame. And in the movie Fame, they go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you get it's a pretty good representation of what it is. So there was, or there still is actually, the Rocky Horror Picture Show in the place where I lived at the time. And me and my other teenage friends, we tried, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 times to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And basically what would happen every time is that we would show up and we would see all the people in line to get in. And we would kind of start looking at each other and kind of start freaking out. Like, oh my God, what is this? We're having second thoughts. And then we would just chicken out and not go. It took me 3 or 4 times before I was actually like, screw it, I am going this time. And of course it was the best thing ever. You know, to my young teenage self, it was freaking awesome. I just had to get over the fear of the unknown, of something bad or embarrassing mostly happening to me. And, you know, and just do it. And that's kind of how I'm thinking about the furry convention as well. Because, boy, once I got into the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it was something that I enjoyed and kind of did as a hobby for, you know, the next 20 years of my life. All right. So that's what I have to say about going to my first furry convention. I am trying to do 1 video a week. Sometimes it's a little bit hard because obviously I work a normal 8 to 5 and sometimes nights and weekends job. That obviously has to come first. The priorities of my life are kind of like my cats at the top, and then kind of like my job, and then kind of everything else. So I didn't put out a video last weekend, but I do intend to try to do 1 a week. I'm still going to make the video of, you know, am I playing a character as Fenric, or is it just me, and what are the nuances of that? I have some videos about my days as an actor that I want to make, and I also recently saw a video from a furry VTuber who did a couple of videos on like red flags in the furry fandom, like things to look out for. And I was thinking about doing a reaction to that, and then I was like, nah, I don't want to do reaction videos, but I do have some things to add that they didn't mention. So I think that at some point I will do a video about red flags to watch out for in the furry fandom. So we can look forward to that one coming up at some point, whenever I get to it. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you want me to do that one next. And lastly, thank you to all of you that are watching this right now and subscribed or liked and commented. That's all really awesome, and I thank you so much. I had a couple of videos that, you know, did relatively well with, you know, several thousand views each, and kind of got really excited about that, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm really on a roll here, and then it was kind of like wah wah, and kind of went back to my videos just getting like a couple hundred views. So I am so appreciative for those of you that have stuck with me and are here and watching, and thank you so much. And, you know, maybe some of you will have some advice for me about going to my first furry convention and feeling like I do. I'm happy to hear any of that, so put it down in the comments. Until next time, stay wolfy, boys. I'm gonna try and do like one a week, and I'm really sorry I didn't put out blah 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 blah. Didn't put out. Yeah, I'm really sorry I didn't put out, because I am just not that kind of wolf. Or maybe I am. I don't know. DM me. I'm cutting that part out.